mentally, physically. We're excited, man. We're excited. If the fight was next Saturday, we will be ready. We talk about Roy. Roy was 4 years ago. Today, Mike is much better than.
As the countdown reaches its final hours, excitement for the much-anticipated bout between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is at an all-time high. With both fighters bringing unique strengths and backgrounds to the ring, fans are eagerly speculating about the potential outcomes. Could this be the fight that cements Jake Paul as a serious contender in boxing? Or will Mike Tyson's legendary power and experience prove too much for the younger fighter? Here's a breakdown of the scenarios that could unfold in the ring. Known for his iconic early-round knockouts, Tyson might open the fight with an aggressive pace. His famed quick uppercuts and hooks could put Paul on the defensive right from the start. If Tyson's trademark speed and power remain intact, it's possible that Paul could be facing a relentless barrage of punches, forcing him to defend against one of the most powerful fighters of all time. While Tyson's strength is intimidating, Paul has shown resilience and a surprising adaptability in his past fights. If Paul can weather the initial storm, he may have an opportunity to showcase his own counterpunching skills. Throughout his training, Paul has developed a sharp jab and effective body shots, which he may use to wear Tyson down. He might try to utilize his reach advantage to keep Tyson at bay, throwing jabs and then stepping back to avoid Tyson's power punches.
How much this fight means to him. He sees this as the cherry on top of his career.
On my fight with Roy Jones, I allowed him to fight on the card.
Endurance will likely play a huge role in this fight. Tyson, at 58, may aim to close the fight quickly, knowing that stamina can be a challenge at his age. Paul, being significantly younger, may try to use this to his advantage, dragging the fight into the later rounds and hoping to outlast Tyson. If the fight does extend into the later rounds, Paul's youth and conditioning could give him the upper hand.
And that he could end in the dopest way possible by taking out the most famous boxer of current times that's disrupted.
Both Tyson and Paul have knockout power, but the scale and impact differ. Tyson's punches are legendary, often ending fights with a single blow. Paul, while less experienced, has developed a powerful overhand right that could prove dangerous if he manages to land it cleanly. If either fighter drops their guard, a knockout could be in the cards, making every moment suspenseful for fans and viewers alike.
He gets a lot of hate for whatever reason they feel like they need to hate him on. In my opinion, I think most of the hate comes from a place of jealousy. But I can also understand the fact that there's some reflection on yourself, because you see a guy who didn't come from this sport, but give more to the sport than 99% of the people that are in the sport.
The mental aspect of this fight is huge. Tyson is used to the pressure, having faced some of the best fighters in the world during his prime. For Paul, however, this is his biggest challenge yet, and he'll need to remain composed. Any sign of hesitation could give Tyson an opening to capitalize. Alternatively, if Tyson underestimates Paul, he might find himself unexpectedly on the defensive.
I'm not getting my bit off on Friday night, so I got my diamond spiked ear covers right there.
All right.
If Tyson's power is too overwhelming, the fight could end quickly. In the early rounds, Tyson might launch a devastating combination that overwhelms Paul's defenses, potentially resulting in an early round knockout. Tyson fans expect to see his classic aggression here, so Paul will need to be cautious during the first few rounds.
Everyone wants to know what's going through your mind. Is the old Mike back? Is vintage Mike back? Let us know.
Are you talking to me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm back, yeah.
You're the star.
I'm just happy to be here.
Should Paul withstand Tyson's initial assault, he might shift the momentum in his favor by the middle rounds. If he can maintain a strong defense and keep his distance, he could tire Tyson out. By the later rounds, if Tyson's energy wanes, Paul could capitalize and potentially win by decision, showing his growth as a disciplined boxer. An unpredictable scenario could involve both fighters trading knockdowns in a thrilling back and forth. Tyson's heavy punches could drop Paul, only for Paul to rally and return fire. This scenario would keep fans on the edge of their seats, making for a wildly exciting match that showcases the best of both fighters.
No, someone's getting put to sleep. It's going to be a war, and we're both heavy hitters. It's not going the full 16 minutes.
If both fighters remain on their feet throughout all rounds, the fight may come down to the judge's decision. Here, Paul's youth and conditioning might give him an edge if he's able to maintain accuracy and composure against Tyson's powerful but potentially sporadic punches.
I'm not going to lose.
But just you say that in the last minute of the second
I am
countdown.
not going to lose. Did you hear what I said?
Thank you.
Many are backing Tyson all the way. After all, this is Iron Mike we're talking about, one of the most iconic fighters ever to grace the ring. But let's be honest, the age gap is a massive factor here. Tyson is 58, while Paul is only 27, so boys, that's a 31-year difference. There's no doubt that age will impact the outcome, and it's bound to shape how this fight unfolds. Many casual fans assume boxing is purely about skill and technique. Don't get me wrong, those are crucial. In terms of technical prowess, Tyson is leagues ahead of Paul. His boxing IQ is off the charts, honed over decades in the ring. Tyson's mastery of positioning, timing, and movement is on a level Paul can't yet match. But here's the catch. Despite all that knowledge and experience, Tyson's age is a significant factor. His body, especially his reaction time, isn't what it was in his prime. In a contact sport where taking hits is inevitable, facing punches at nearly 60 is no easy feat.
Well, I think he's going to look good in the picture when he's on the canvas and I'm standing over him. There's a lot of talk online saying you're going to kill me, and it just... nothing in person. I don't know. It's pretty boring, pretty boring.
In his prime, Tyson was renowned for his incredible durability. He could absorb heavy punches and keep pressing forward. However, years of taking hard hits inevitably wear down even the toughest fighters. It's a harsh truth, but time and repeated knockouts leave a lasting impact. Today, Tyson shows the effects of age and accumulated damage, making him more vulnerable to knockouts than someone like Paul, who simply hasn't endured the same physical toll. On the other side, there's Jake Paul. Regardless of what you think of him, he's young, energetic, and at 27, he's right in his physical prime. His youth is a huge advantage in a demanding sport like boxing, where resilience and the ability to absorb hits are critical. Unlike Tyson, Paul hasn't endured the same punishing career battles, which means he can take powerful shots and still stay in the fight. If Tyson lands a few solid hits, Paul might just shake them off and keep coming, which is something we can't overlook when sizing up this matchup. But there's more to consider. Style is also a major factor in how this bout could unfold. Tyson's renowned for his peekaboo stance, a style demanding razor-sharp head movement, swift dodges, and boundless energy. This approach allows him to close the distance quickly, weaving past opponents' punches to launch devastating counters. In his youth, Tyson performed this technique with astonishing speed and precision, cementing his place as one of the most feared fighters of his era. However, there's a drawback. The peekaboo stance relies heavily on speed, and as time goes by, speed is often the first thing to fade.
Nice. Come on, punching. Yeah.
Tyson's power might still pack a punch, but his speed has naturally declined with age, an unavoidable reality, even for a still swift 58-year-old. The big question remains, will he be fast enough to dodge and counter Paul's strikes? On the flip side, Paul may lack Tyson's wealth of experience, but he's been training relentlessly and is committed to making boxing his craft. Paul may have started as a YouTuber, but he spent years transforming himself into a serious fighter. With 3 to 4 years of intense training under elite coaches, he's no amateur. He's honed his skills in professional gyms, learning from the best in the sport. And let's not overlook his knockout power. We've seen it in action when he floored Tyron Woodley and took down Anderson Silva. Sure, those fighters weren't in their prime, but Paul's punch speaks for itself. He's got the kind of raw strength that can end a fight in a heartbeat. He's like a wild stallion in the ring, with a punch that could shift momentum in his favor. The real question is, can he land that punch on Tyson?
Yeah, it's cute. You know, I fear no man, so I want him to be that old savage Mike. He says he's going to kill me. Is that what you're going to do, Mike? Because I'm ready. I want that killer. I want the hardest match possible Friday night, and I want there to be no excuses from everyone at home when I knock him out. So is that what you're going to bring? Homicidal?
Now, let's talk about the fight format, 2-minute rounds. This setup heavily favors Tyson, as the shorter rounds allow him to sustain his energy and maintain a consistent pace. With more frequent breaks, he'll have an easier time recovering between rounds. In boxing, stamina is key, and it directly impacts speed. The more energy Tyson can conserve, the faster he'll move. This agility could help him evade Paul's power punches. But here's the real question. Which fighter will bring the better game plan? Paul's strategy likely revolves around pressing forward with full force, capitalizing on his youth and stamina. He's shown no hesitation against veteran fighters in the past, like Anderson Silva, where he came in relentlessly, throwing heavy punches with no regard for age or reputation. Paul isn't out there to show deference. He's out to make a statement. Securing a knockout this time would allow him to claim the victory over a legendary name, a win he's undoubtedly hungry for. Tyson versus Paul is a battle that has captivated fans across the globe, each bringing their own anticipation and excitement. It's a clash between the iconic legend and the audacious upstart. Tyson with his storied career career, legacy, and unmatched experience, and Paul with his youth, power, and a fierce determination to make a name for himself. Whether you're backing Tyson to prove that skill and experience still hold sway, or hoping to see Paul rise to the top and etch his name in boxing history, this showdown is set to be unforgettable. So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.